I'm Wendy Elaine Erb. I am the oldest daughter of Fred and Barbara Erb, who are receiving an award, and I'm here in my parents' place tonight. My parents, as I said, created the Erb Institute for Sustainable Growth at the University of Michigan, and they have gone back and increased their commitment there over time. They a couple years ago started thinking about what else would they like to do with the wealth that they created. And they decided that they would like to create the Erb Foundation. And I am a trustee of the Erb Foundation, which is a new organization. This is actually our first fiscal year of doing any grants, which is coming to an end. We're on a fiscal year that ends June 30th. And the Erb Foundation has we are granting money both, we have an interest in the Great Lakes area and the health of the watershed of the Great Lakes. We will always have an ecological interest, although a lot of that is being focused through the Erb Institute, I would guess. And then we're very interested in having a vital community in Detroit and in the surrounding communities.
My name is Catherine Lynch Underwood, and I'm a planner with the City Planning Commission of the City of Detroit. I work on land use issues, environmental issues, zoning, community building, and sustainability issues. The newest things that are going to be coming out of the Planning Commission are two work groups. One, our Urban Agriculture Strategy Work Group, and the second would be Sustainable Codes Work Group. The Urban Agriculture Strategy Work Group is to deal with the interest in urban agriculture. That's the City of Detroit, that there are hundreds of gardens, community gardens in the City of Detroit, and a very organized movement in the City of Detroit to use vacant land for productive use for urban gardens. And unfortunately, the city doesn't have the codes and standards that allow for and facilitate urban gardening. So what I'd like to do is bring together the people that have been doing it for a while, the growers in the community, as well as people from city departments to come up with a strategy to facilitate and allow for urban gardening. That's one of the reasons that we really need an urban agriculture strategy, because we have to figure out what's reasonable. We have to figure out what scale is appropriate for what neighborhoods in the City of Detroit. And working with the grassroots organizations and the growers in the City of Detroit and being in the neighborhoods, I think that people want to see something that involves people in neighborhoods and that's for people in neighborhoods, and also that deals with the food desert issue and obesity issues and builds community. So we'll have to find out how commercial agriculture fits into that. I think that there's a place for commercial agriculture, but the scale has to be appropriate, and we have to make sure that it's direct benefit to the people in the City of Detroit and the neighborhoods, so that the money isn't going out, and it's an economic development tool.
I'm Wayne Appleyard. I'm an architect with Sun Structures Architects in Ann Arbor, and we've been around since 1974, and I've been basically doing green buildings since long before they called them green buildings. Willow's Environmental Center for Chatfield School is a straw bale building that it's very energy conserving because straw bales are a very good insulator, and so the exterior walls are done, 3 walls are done that way, and then the south wall is largely glass to let in sun for heat in the wintertime and daylight so that you don't have to have lights on during the day. It's got a green roof on about 1/3 of it, which has 8 inches of soil on it, and so instead of growing sedum, we have all native plantings on it, so it's almost like the building wasn't even there. The whole ecosystem just moved up 10 feet. And it's got 3 kilowatts of PV array on the roof that provide most of the electricity. And Most of the heating is either from passive heating or some solar thermal.
My name is Charles Morris. I'm a Catholic priest of the Archdiocese of Detroit. Currently, I am pastor of St. Elizabeth Parish in Wyandotte, administrator of St. Patrick Parish in Wyandotte, administrator of Mount Carmel Cemetery in Wyandotte, and I was also been founder and the first executive director of Michigan Interfaith Power and Light until last year. The cemetery is an old cemetery, Mount Carmel Cemetery, in the middle of Wyandotte. It's 12.5 acres. It serves a number of religious communities of the Catholic community around the city in that area downriver. And we have 12, and in a newer section, we cordoned off a 1/4 acre for green burials. And we were approved the first Catholic cemetery in the United States and the first cemetery in Michigan to be certified by the Green Burial Council for natural burial. So we're going to have it surrounded by kind of like a native plantings with a rain garden, and in that area there would be no embalming fluid except for plant-based, no vault. The caskets, if they're caskets, have to come from renewable, replenishable source, like for instance like bamboo, or like a balsam wood, and that can degrade very quickly, or you can have a shroud burial as well. And now the advantage that you can also have, or the possibility, is that even though we will still dig the grave 6 feet down, at the 3-foot level, you can put jute mesh over, since there is no vault, that you could have, like, say, a husband and wife or 2 people in the same grave. So that's something that's an option that we are giving. And say this is how Jesus was buried.